Big up Shane Gillis. Big up Shane Gillis. Tyres team Shane Gillis and John Mckeever set Netflix overall deal as season 3 starts production. Shane Gillis has an overall Netflix deal that includes Tyres season 3 and 2 of his own stand-up specials. Fucking fantastic. Big up him. Really happy for him. But for those of you who are paying attention, please keep an eye on Bert Kreischer. Please keep an eye out on Bert Kreischer, because Bert Kreischer has this weird jealousy obsession thing with Shane Gillis. Not sure what it is. I think it's a similar thing to what Bobby Lee has with Shane Gillis, where they kind of like are intimidated by him, they kind of admire him, they kind of look up to him, they're kind of jealous of him. So it's going to be very interesting to hear what Bert says on up and coming episodes of Bertcast, up and coming episodes of Two Bears One Cave, or whatever podcast appearances he does. Keep your ear open for what Bert Kreischer has to say or Bobby Lee has to say, because I feel like those two guys, they seem to have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Shane Gillis, you know. Bert always tries to remind us that he was one of the reasons why he discovered Shane Gillis for some reason, right? Bert lies and makes that known, and Bobby Lee always kind of throws backhanded compliments towards Shane Gillis, partly due to him feeling bad for rejecting the role. I think for Tyres, he had a role for Tyres one time, and I think he kind of, you know, the wires got crossed, or he misinterpreted what his character would have been on Tyres, and he thought it was some racist thing that they wanted him to speak in a Chinese accent for the most part, and he kind of got offended by it because for some reason, I don't know why, but even though Bobby Lee looks very Asian, right, he's a very Asian looking person, he doesn't like to play like stereotype roles. He doesn't like to be stereotyped. He kind of gets offended when he gets cast in a role that is specifically for an Asian person, which is odd, because I always feel like he kind of plays into it as well, but then he doesn't like it. I don't know, it's so strange. Anyway, Shane Gillis was on Bad Friends. They spoke about it awkwardly. It was a very awkward appearance with Shane Gillis on there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Mark Norman spoke about it. I'll mention that later. Mark Norman also mentioned how awkward it was when they went there, and you could tell, you know, that Bobby Lee has this weird like intimidation, admiration thing with Shane Gillis. So keep your ear and eyes open to what Bert and Shane Gillis, or Bert and Bobby Lee say about Shane Gillis in the coming weeks. Anyway, article, Variety. Shane Gillis and John Mckeever are staying in business with Netflix. Variety has learned exclusively that Tyres duo have signed a new overall deal with the streaming giant. News of the deal comes as season 3 Tyres gets underway in Westchester, Pennsylvania. The comedy series was renewed for a 3rd season in July 2025. Working with Netflix is great. It'll be cool to shoot season 3 soon, says Gillis. Mckeever said in a joint statement, Netflix has been nothing but creatively supportive to us. We have a few projects we're excited to make under the Dad Sick banner, and thankfully it's too late for them to back out. Fucking brilliant, isn't it? Fucking brilliant. Tyre season 3 was already approved, and now Shane can add 2 Netflix specials under his belt. So that's probably a lot of money, right? If you think about what they cost to sign off on the production of another season of the show Tyres, as well as the fucking 2 specials, I'd imagine, they don't ever release the numbers, but I'd imagine it's probably in the 2-digit millions. That's fucking sick. Big up Shane Gillis, man. It's good to see a rare, right? There's a rare funny comedian within this like Rogan sphere who's doing well. I'm really happy for him, man, because a lot of these comedians in the Rogan sphere are fucking terrible at stand-up comedy, are just not funny in general, and you don't want to root for them. So it's good to see him doing so well. Under the deal, Gillis and Mckeever will develop films, series, and unscripted projects, while the deal also, so it's not just Tyre season 3. It's a deal for the Tyre season 3 and I guess future and maybe further seasons, and it's also a deal for other things. So they've got a development deal with Netflix. That is so cool. Under the deal, Gillis and Mckeever will develop film, series, and unscripted projects, while the deal also includes 2 stand-up specials for Gillis. That is fucking sick. That's a proper development deal. Wow. That is so fucking cool, especially now, given that Netflix don't sign people for many millions as much as before. I guess for Netflix, they have to get more money. They have to get more out of it, you know? They've got to get more bang for their buck. So they'd rather sign someone like a Shane Gillis under their belt, under their banner, or on their platform, because they know he's not only going to deliver specials, he's also going to develop cool ideas for mini series and shows and other things. That's fucking cool. I really love that. Gillis also stars in Tyres alongside Steve Gerben, Stavros Halkias, Killer Fox, and Chris O'Connor. Thomas Hayden Church will return as a series regular in season 3 after joining the show as a guest star in season 2. Shane Gillis, on apologetic comedy and knack for finding humor in everyday life is what sets him apart, said Tracy Pocosta, vice president of the comedy series in Netflix US. With Tyres, he and John Mckeever have turned that same raw, big up whoever joined as a member over there, or big up whoever joined as a follower over there on Kick. I appreciate you. And put the energy into a show that feels familiar to many people. We're excited, for our continued partnership with means bringing more irreverent comedy to an audience around the world. The official logline for Tyre states, Will Gerben, the nervous and unqualified heir to the auto repair chain, attempts to turn his father's business around despite constant torture from his cousin and now employee Shane. Gillis and Mckeever co-created the series with Gerben. All three are executive producers, with Mckeever also directing. Brandon James of Rough House will also executive produce, along with Brian Stern, Kenneth Slotnick from AJ Entertainment Media Management, as well as Becky Asfan. So yeah, big up fucking Shane Gillis, man. Absolutely amazing deal. Really happy for him. It's good to see one of the rare funny comedians out there getting a good little deal there. Big up Shane Gillis, big up Shane Gillis, big up John Mckeever, and big up everybody else associated with that show. Cool. Before we continue, let me quickly actually show you that clip I've mentioned, actually. The clip where Mark Norman mentions how weird it was to go on Bad Friends with Shane Gillis, because clearly they had some tension between Shane Gillis and Bobby Lee. What is it? Bad Friends, right? I think it's Bad Friends Pod. Somebody uploaded it on the Reddit. Big up the Bad Friends Reddit. Let me clear it up on here. But Mark Norman mentioned it was a bit awkward and weird. Let me see if I can. There we go. Here we go. Here's the video. Mark Norman has bad friends. Let's click this one. This is the clip where Mark Norman speaks about the weird appearance of him and Shane Gillis on the Bad Friends.
So I'm doing the Gillis gig, and Arena, Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Friends are in town.
Nice.
So they go, "Hey Shane, you want to do the pod?" And I go, and he goes, I'm lazy. I don't want to do anything. And they go, "Come on, do the pod. We're in Phoenix. We might as well knock it out. You're a huge star. We got a huge pod." And he goes, "All right, I'll do it." And he's texting me like, "Come do it with me. I don't want to go. I'm lazy."
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, well, they don't want me. They would have asked me.
Right.
And he goes, "Just come on." So I go on. I don't think they wanted me there.
No.
Well, in the YouTube, I'm not in the thumbnail.
Brutal, isn't it? But it was kind of awkward. I don't think Shane wanted to go on the show, basically, because Shane and Bobby Lee have this weird tension, this weird thing, mostly from Bobby Lee, I'm assuming, because he's really awkward around successful comedians. Anyone that watches Bad Friends knows what I'm talking about. Bobby Lee has an odd relationship with success himself. I still to this day maintain that I hope he doesn't do a special. I feel like if Bobby Lee does a special, it's going to be generally received very badly, because he's known for be somebody that's very lazy when it comes to material. He doesn't write that often. So I think when he puts it out, people are going to be surprised and shocked by how dated the material is and how bad it is. So I think Bobby Lee should just maintain this mystique that he has around his stand-up special or around his stand-up material, not put out special, because it will, I think, negatively affect his mental psyche. But he does have a weird thing with other comedians who are successful. I'm not sure if it's jealousy, if it's envy, but he's very odd. So I feel like Shane Gillis recognizes that energy, doesn't like it. So he probably didn't want to go on Bad Friends, but didn't know how to say no. So says, "Hey, Mark Norman, come along with me," as a joke. But Mark Norman's also a bit awkward himself. Right? He's a bit weird. He's a bit, whatever. He's maybe on the tism spectrum. And maybe they also aren't the biggest fans of him either. I don't know, but it was a very strange energy, that show. It was a very, very strange energy. Andrew Santino was kind of, does that thing to Bobby Lee that Brendan does to Brian. If you watch Bad Friends, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever there's a bigger guest on, or like a bigger star, Andrew Santino tends to kind of mock Bobby Lee and kind of make him the butt of the joke, which then makes Bobby Lee super self-conscious and weird and anxious. And then because he has a weird thing with other comedians who are successful, it then makes Bobby Lee act weird in front of the successful comedian. So it's a weird energy. If you watch the episode, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very weird energy throughout.
Well, I've been there.
That hurts. I'm not even in the title. That's not even like a featuring or parenthesis.
Did they say Shane Gillis?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Wow, I got that when I did Flagrant with Louie. You can't even. They put a black square over my head the whole time.
Yeah,
You can't
right.
even find me in there.
That's brutal, though, isn't it? Being a guest or being a person of Mark Norman's caliber, then going and being guest on the podcast, but then not being on the thumbnail. That's a bit humbling, isn't it? That's a bit of a humbler, isn't it? That's a little bit of a humbler. They didn't even put you on the thumbnail. Like, ouch.
I know. Shane's mom got a plug, or no, Bobby's mom.
Well, maybe they have a specialist, an algorithm specialist. Like if you put more than one name or one face, the size, could be something like that.
Yeah, but you'd think like, all right, Shane's got a zillion fans. I got 8. Take my 8.
Did they throw it to you at all? Did they say, "What do you think, Mark"?
No, they would lob jokes at Shane, and I would get in the middle of them and go, "Hey, what about me?"
Well, it sounds like it's all over for you, buddy. Based on this episode, I think it's over for Bozo.
Dr. Phil Baum, no thumbnail. I'm moving to Aruba.
I think that's not a bad idea. You made a good push here. You tried your best.
Yeah,
You had a good run.
Yeah. Jeez.
So yeah, weird one. But let me actually show you. Let's. Do I have the clip on here? Let's see if I can find it. Maybe I'll do the. Oh, it's not available anymore. No way. They removed it. Here, let's play this clip.
Go ahead and introduce our guest.
Well, he's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shane Gillis, dude.
Shane.
Top dog.
Top dog.
Yeah,
Top
yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Top dog.
Buddies. And we're,
Let's start it off the right way.
what?
Do you want to say anything to Shane after, about 50 episodes ago or something, you dissed Shane pretty hard?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
That's insane.
You
I
didn't?
saw it was really hurtful.
Yeah. Okay. So what did I?
Hold on. Is Mark Norman in this shot? They're not panning to him, innit? Even in this edit, even in this clip, they're not flicking. They're not switching the camera to Mark. I think Mark Norman's sitting next to Andrew Santino. I'm pretty sure he's sitting next to Andrew Santino. Why are they not flicking it to him? Or switching the camera to like the shot with like Andrew Santino and Mark to myself. Or maybe he came later on the episode. Maybe he arrived later on. I don't know.
I say? Do you
Said
remember?
I would look like I was a corpse underwater.
Bog water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He must have arrived later. He must have arrived later.
No, you're not. You weren't wrong.
Yeah. I know.
But
And it hurt you. And my bad, dude.
that's okay.
And it's like, to me, do I look like I'm right next to you at the bog?
Don't do that.
Look, I did that with my mind, dude.
That's pretty good.
You know what I mean? You want Asian magic? That's Asian magic, dude.
Telepathy.
Move.
Just knocking stuff over.
What? Move over. Oh,
Hey.
hey,
get in
Bob
here.
Dylan's here, guys.
Hold on,
Get
one
in
second.
here,
One
Bob
second. I've got
Dylan.
to fix
Yeah.
the kick level.
Okay, here we go. Hang
Bear
tight.
me 1 second. Bear me 1 second
right.
here.
Hey, how you doing?
Got a show tonight.
Is that Akasha's wife?
Yeah, take it easy on that.
Sorry. Been consuming a lot of that content.
Yeah.
Are you liking all that stuff?
Oh my God, I'm jerking off. I got no back here.
You got no back, bud.
Yeah.
Damn.
You want backing?
I got it.
All right.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, I'm hungover. We did it up last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened down in
We
Tucson?
did a show in Tucson. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? I heard you.
Yeah, a bit weird, isn't it? No, you get invited on a pod and then you invite one of your other friends to turn up, and then he turns up probably hungover, maybe he's currently drunk. Maybe I also get why Andrew and Bobby Lee were a bit like, this is weird. We didn't invite Mark, but hey.
I hear you're calling out the driver.
Huh? Oh, he was dropping
Driver.
bombs,
Shit his pants.
farting up a storm.
Yeah.
So like New Jersey in there.
Yeah, it was rough. Then we're getting out of the car and he goes, "Yeah, see you later, Robert, with your nasty, rotten ass." Jesus Christ.
He was a bad driver
Yeah.
too.
He was a terrible driver.
Yeah.
I just want to go back a little bit back to your apology to Shane because I do want to make it public on the show.
Okay.
I
Why
hear
are you
you
trying to hurt my
apologize.
feelings, man?
Yeah, big up Asada Z's. Good point. Big up Asada Z's. Who cares? LMAO, it's Bobby Lee podcast, not a job interview. Fair play. Fair enough.
Okay. Can I'll be honest with you. Okay. You want to get real?
I don't know. I don't.
Hey, Honcho. You want to get real, amigo?
No.
Oh, controversial point. Big up Coiler. While going to my G. I can't pretend to like Mark. He's weird and untrustworthy. Interesting hot take. Does anybody agree with Coiler? Do people get an untrustworthy vibe from Mark Normand? Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of his because of his chaos. He's a little bit chaotic to me. And a running kind of narrative, a running trope, a running kind of gag on Tuesdays with Stories, a show he does with Joe List, a podcast, is that he's always late. Like, he always misses connecting flights, gets to the airport late, gets to the fucking club late. Like, he's always in a frantic dash that sort of stuff just gives me anxiety. I hate all that sort. He seems to enjoy it. Like, doesn't have an assistant. Seems to fuck up his dates. Seems to fuck up his bookings, and you know what I mean. There's always something going on with him in that kind of like very chaotic state. And you know, he's always obviously fucked up and drunk during the same time too. It's classic comedian shit, but it makes me anxious, so I can't listen to too much of his stuff or whatever. You get what I mean? But apart from that, he's cool.
Yeah,
I'll get real.
Brother, when he goes Spanish, he memeans it.
Yeah. All right. Los pantalones, my amigo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I just ate.
Yeah. I admire you.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, really? He erased all the internet blog history and would suck off Seinfeld at any given chance. Fair enough. Mark Norman spanked me on the butt like a baseball coach when I said I didn't need a picture with him. That's hilarious. Big up Daz McGee. Norman is a white chin. Really? Right. I didn't know people big up Gabriel. I didn't know people just had this many opinions about Mark Norman. Fucking hell. Okay, fair play.
Worse.
Give me a shot.
No, that's way worse.
Give me a shot.
Keep talking shit. I'd rather you.
No.
I'd rather you be
Give
mean.
me a shot, amigo.
All right.
All right. So let's be real for a second, okay?
Yeah.
And don't interrupt me, dude, because that's rude.
If you keep talking like that, I'm gonna call ICE.
All right. I'm not that type.
No,
They take Asians.
yeah.
Oh, they do?
Oh yeah.
They take Asians?
They take 'em.
Yeah.
Please don't call then.
Okay.
Big up Asada's. I appreciate Norman tries to be funny and write actual jokes. His his personality can get older. Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So
Big up Young Old Vibes. That's a good overall review. He isn't the worst and he isn't the best.
I love you so. You've been so nice to me, and I think we're friends. And I, you know, you look at me in the eyes, fool.
All right.
All
I
right.
can't find them.
Yeah,
All right.
that was a good one. 1980 shit. I love it.
That's my whole act.
Yeah. So, I love you too, bud.
All right. Get back to him.
All right. And when I said it, I felt bad. When you texted me, it was a threat. Yeah, we're done or whatever. You're mean. I felt bad about it, dude. I thought about it, and I'm like, I shouldn't have attacked you in that way. And I really admire you, and I hope you forgive me.
I've totally forgiven.
Okay, all right.
Oh, weird energy, isn't it? It's like the friction's odd, you know? The tension is odd. Some of these comedians must have this thing with each other, anyway. Like, they kind of laugh and joke about certain things, but sometimes there's some truth in jokes. So if Bobby Lee's being overly insulting to Shane, maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe there's some jealousy there, you know, deep-rooted jealousy. But you're trying to make it, you know, you're trying to make light of it by joking and making some lulls. But really, you do feel a bit of a way, you know? So if you're Shane, you don't know how to read him. Because that's the thing. If Coiler is saying Mark Norman is very untrustworthy, I feel like Bobby Lee is. Bobby Lee is a bit untrustworthy in the same way that his brother is, right? In the same way how his brother threw him under the bus with the whole Kalila thing. I feel like Bobby Lee has a little bit of that. He has little bit of that stabbing you in the back thing. Because hasn't Bobby Lee been beaten up a lot of times by people? I feel like there's a reason behind it. I don't feel like he's always the innocent victim. I feel like if Bobby Lee always gets beaten up by comedians, there's a reason behind it. He must be kind of annoying in real life. He must have a little bit of like a, you know, an untrustworthy personality. A little bit, you know, a little bit slimy, a little bit snaky, you know, a little bit conniving, you know. There must be a little bit of that of him, a little bit of that in him to make people want to beat him up so much.
Forgive
Are we
you.
good with that now?
I didn't need you to
Yeah.
do that. I thought that was wild that you did that.
Yeah,
I just kind of
really
wanted to
good.
set you up to
That
do
was
that. That
crazy.
was really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
to do that.
I love you.
we
I
do.
love you.
I love you.
I love you. I love you.
How about though when I do say something? What about when I say something about Shane and I go,
Oof.
like when
Oof. Coiler, I already beat him up like 5 times because he helped his boy smash his girl and kept it quiet. Yeah, okay, cool. There we go. Yo, big up Zach. Big up Zachary. Big up Zachary Cruz. Or Zachary S. Cruz. Or Zachary Screws. Bobby does this on purpose to take control of the situation. He's always goes for the awkwardness to command your feelings. Yeah, for sure. But again, in the same way that Coiler said Mark Norman's tisms gets old very quickly, I feel like Bobby Lee's way of like always trying to make things awkward to get control of the situation also makes it gets tired very quickly. I'd get bored of these guys very quickly.
Powerful bunch.
Basically. Yo, big up.
Can we name a comic we would describe as trustworthy? Besides Steve Ranazizi, the beacon of truth.
That's a good point. Big up Asad Aziz. That's a fucking great point, to be fair. That is a fucking great point. What comedian is trustworthy? I don't know. Christina P, but she's not really a comedian and she's not really funny. But Tom Segura's wife, Christina Pajinski, maybe? As in trustworthy vibes? I don't know. Who else? Can't think of anybody else that I get the feeling that they're trustworthy. Maybe this is a weird one. Maybe Anthony Jeselnik, because he's so blunt and upfront, you know, and like willing to say the uncomfortable thing, or the, you know, maybe you can trust him in that way. You can trust him to never like blow smoke up your ass in that regard. But yeah, you're right. There's not a lot of trustworthy comedians. You don't become a comedian because you're a trustworthy person, do you? So yeah, big up solid. It's a good point. Good point.
When I said, "Oh yeah," and Shane's playing Lincoln Financial Field, the football stadium, and then what do you say?
That's great.
No,
I know you fucking said something nasty.
He goes,
What'd I say?
I don't want to hear about Shane's not the king. He's not the king.
Whoa.
That's what he says.
I did not say that. That's fucking outrageous.
We have a whole room of people that'll.
Absolutely outrageous.
Pull it
Fancy,
up.
is that true? Is that true that he says that stuff? It is true. Thank you.
Oh.
What the fuck, man?
So
And
who is the king?
Honestly, dude. I haven't slept. You know what I mean? I said that.
You did.
All right.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Fuck it. Yeah.
My bad. Because here's what here. Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
All right. Because he's like, because I didn't want you feel bad. I feel like when you say it.
What, I feel bad?
Yeah, because you're doing yucks in these smaller places. You're doing these like, you know what I mean, wise guys, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
which is a great club, you know what I mean.
You weren't you
Love
just
it.
at that club last week?
I play it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
you know
So
what
what are you talking about?
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Don't
And
step on me. I say it as a celebration of the people
And I
that
celebrate
we work
as
with.
well.
No, you don't
It's
like
like,
it because you're 54.
Oh shit.
You see what I mean? Like this conversation, I feel like comedians, like it's always interesting to me how comedians seem to get butthurt about like comedy commentary channels and shit, like the likes of, you know, podcast creators to try and shit. Because I feel like they hate on each other and they're way more like snaky and jealous and conniving and, you know, all of this shit behind each other's back and sometimes in front of their face than any YouTube channel could ever be. Any comment on YouTube, any comment on Instagram could ever be. You know, because they kind of compare each other, sales and venues they play at and deals and appearances and views. They're a very jealous, catty bunch. I feel like very, very jealous and catty. So when you make it and you're the top dog like Shane, you kind of have to keep your head on a swivel, you know? You kind of have to keep your head on a swivel. Mind these people around you because they've got some evil eyes. They've got some evil eyes, these motherfuckers.